Conversation, remember? Something that used to happen between husbands and wives. You know, social intercourse.
What do you mean intercourse?
You reckon the stuff the doc's got you on's doing you good? I reckon you blub out just as much as you used to, and it's not fair on Mum.
Well, what do you have in mind?
Darts.
Darts.
Here it is. Fossil farm. Charming. Nah, they're okay. Old and falling to bits, but they're okay. Yeah, you'll be old and falling to bits yourself one day. No way, man, not me. Nah? Well, you gonna write yourself off in a car you steal? No chance. Too good a driver. You're a jerk. You haven't told anyone, have you? About coming here? Uncool, huh? Don't worry, I haven't said a word. If I do get old, I won't be like this lot. Sitting around all day like a bunch of vegetables. You could do anything to them and they wouldn't even notice. It's pathetic. I think you underestimate them. No way, man. I've been here before. You start reading them, they last about 10 minutes. Then they're snoring. I just think they're alone, eh? Just like they've worked their whole lives and they're stuck here and nothing to do. Bored to death with some stupid kid hassling. Take a jump. You know what I can't understand? Just about everything. Why you even bother coming here? Yeah, I guess I'm just a great human being. A warm and caring person. Yeah, sure, and I'm the greatest astronaut. Nah, it keeps Mum off my back. I come here and the rest of the time I can do what I like. Just tell me I'm brilliant. I was right the first time, you're a jerk. Brave on, Nelson. So, have you got it all sussed tonight? Mum's cool. And Kirsty? Yeah, she's coming. After we get through the fossil farm. Tonight's going to be a rage.
Look, if you could tell me what's going on, I might be able to help. I am the eyes and ears of this clinic, you know. I know everything that's going on here because it's my job.
Want the latest?
Oh, what did you find?
They're after fingerprints.
Really?
Just like the movies, they're dusting everything with powdery stuff.
Oh, that's fingerprints, all right. Are they doing the whole of the clinic?
No, just Eddie's room.
Just as I thought. We're all suspects.
Who would do a thing like that? It's murder.
Oh, never you mind.
Do you think you know who it might be?
I've got an idea, but let's just wait and see. Look, you've got work to do. There's invoices to be typed up.
Come on, Marj, tell me.
Mum's the word. Invoices. Oh, Jackie, how are the police going with their inquiries?
How should I know?
Well, you're closer to this than anyone else, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Well, he was practically your patient, and you saw him more than anyone else. What did you think I meant?
Let's just forget it, Marj.
I'd like to run through the people with access to the patient.
Right. Well, there were the visitors, of course. His mate, Ian Truman. Father Sebastian.
Ah, yes, the bogus cleric.
Yes, so it appears.
His visits to Mr. Tarley were unsupervised.
Rosalind, we don't peer over our patients' shoulders when they're with family, friends, or with a man of religion.
A bogus man of religion, Michael.
Yes, but we didn't know that at the time.
Even so, I'm amazed he was allowed to wander around the hospital for days and nobody thought to check him out. But still, I'm not here to investigate your security or lack of it. What about staff?
Oh, that's a list of all staff rostered on yesterday and last night. But most of the day shift had left long before Mr. Tarley's death.
And this is complete?
Yes.
Good. Which staff were not busy with other patients at the time in question?
Only two, but both absolutely trustworthy.
Who are they?
Dr. Ropata and Nurse Manu.
Good. What about access to insulin?
Yes, that's kept in the dangerous drugs cabinet.
And that's locked?
Of course.
And who has the keys?
Only myself and the charge nurse.
And the charge nurses?
Oh, you know the answer to that.
Insulin is a very common drug. Anybody with diabetes could have it and they would pass it on to somebody else.
I'm aware of that.
I've checked our supplies and there's none missing, so it must have come from outside.
And where were you at the time of Mr. Tarley's death?
Ward round, and I went upstairs to the stationery room.
So there'd have been plenty of time to visit his room?
Yes.
Come on, Rosalind, what are you suggesting? Carriers of the highest integrity.
And she was involved in a suspicious death some years ago.
Yes, so as I remember. You know, we do sometimes lose patients suddenly and unexpectedly.
In that particular case, The coroner's finding was homicide. And that file is still open.
It's Eddie's dad I'm worried about. Not seeing Eddie before he died.
Yeah, he's pretty cut up.
I mean, it must be difficult for you as well. Being related and everything.
Even worse for you. Everyone knows how close you'd got to him.
Well, it's over now. He got what he wanted.
Yeah. Are you worried about the cops?
Of course not. Why should I be? Are you?
I've got more important problems.
Family stuff.
Yeah. His dad needs a lot of support right now.
Marj's gossip machine is doing overtime, ferreting up bits of information. Feels like a rope around my neck.
Tell me about it. Listen. I better get a move on.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice, you must be joking. You'll send them to sleep. Right on. About 10 minutes, I reckon. G'day, George. How's it going?
Oh, g'day.
This is my mate, Stuart Nielsen. Stuart, this is George Bentley.
Ah, pleased to meet you, Stuart.
G'day, Mr. Bentley. Nice place you got here.
Oh, it has its moments, mainly around meal times.
Right, here we go, George. This is a classic, this one. Now, you're going to have to listen carefully and concentrate.
No, you can forget about that one, son. This is the classic I want.
The Lady. What kind of a book's this?
It's an interesting one, not like the rubbish you bring me.
Are you allowed to read books like this?
Well, of course I am. Now, look. Start there. Well, come on. Are you a prude or something?
Her clothes dropped to the floor. She lay back on the bed naked. Come on, she whispered, hoarse with desire.
Well, come on, speak up, lad. I can't hear you.
Hoarse with desire. I trembled as she held my... Look, are you sure you're allowed to read this stuff?
Well, of course I am. It's a free country, isn't it? I mean, what's the matter with you?
You're having me on.
Was insulin part of Mr. Tarley's treatment?
No, definitely not.
Well, can you give me an indication of how long it would take for Mr. Tarley to die from an overdose of insulin?
I'd say a few minutes.
Time enough for the person responsible to be well away, assuming it was deliberate. Are there any diabetics currently at the clinic?
No.
What about Mr. Tarley's state of mind? Do you think he was contemplating suicide?
Well, it's certainly not uncommon with a person in his condition.
And who'd know best about that?
Our nurse, Jackie Manu, she worked most closely with him.
I've always wondered how a nurse manages to stay detached in cases like that. It must be very difficult.
It is, but Nurse Manu's a professional and she's been trained to deal with situations like that.
But all that suffering and hopelessness, even the most experienced person couldn't help being touched by it. Anyone capable of compassion would have to be.
I'd agree with that.
Even someone as experienced as, say, Miss Burton would at least be tempted to help out.
I'd hardly call it helping out. You know, we're here to save lives, not the other way around.
Of course. Did Miss Burton ever discuss Mr. Tarley's predicament with you?
No, she didn't.
What about his cousin, Sam Malini? Were they close?
I wouldn't know about that. Dr. Ropato. Yes, she is. It's for you.
Thank you. Roz and Greg? I'll be there right away. Well, thank you, Dr. Ropato. I may have some more questions later. Excuse me for now.
Oh, Dr. McKenna,
Yes, Marj.
we're all being fingerprinted, so I'm told. Well, they've got no right to do that. I mean, I wasn't even here when the patient died.
Just calm down, Marj. It's a necessary procedure to eliminate stray fingerprints, that's all.
That's all very well, but I've got a lot of work to do. I mean, the place is bedlam in here today. Can you tell me exactly what's happening?
Michael, that woman's got a mouth like a megaphone. She's been harassing my staff all day.
Yeah, well, not without some reason. There's a pretty heavy presence around here, and it's not good for business.
I wouldn't have thought that the murder of a patient was good for business either.
Even so, you know, there are...
Oh, we've almost finished. Oh, and I thought I should let you know we've found some physical evidence. It's been sent for testing.
What is it?
I can't tell you that yet, Michael. But we may be a whole lot closer to sorting this out.
I put up with you at first because I thought you were a decent enough sort of a kid and I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But frankly, I'd rather read my footy magazines.
You into footy?
I was into football long before you were even thought of. Played on the wing. Trouble is, never get to watch it here. Communal TV, where all the old girls want to watch their soaps. Yeah, I get outvoted every time. You think old people are stupid and don't notice things. Well, they're not. And they do.
Okay.
I can't understand why you bother coming here.
Something to do?
Yeah, but if you think we're such a bunch of ning-nongs, why waste your time? I've been thinking about complaining to the brass about you.
No. Don't do that.
Oh? One good reason.
I have to come here, that's all.
Why?
I sort of borrowed this boat without telling the owner. He said I had to do this or he'd dob me into the cops.
A juvenile delinquent, harassing me to keep yourself out of jail.
Look, I was wrong about the people here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a bit late for that, isn't it?
Please, Mr. Bentley.
He's not really a juvenile delinquent. Well, he hasn't got a police record or anything.
Yeah, by the skin of his teeth from the sound of things, pinching boats.
The guy that owns the boat's sort of a family friend. And I was there with Nick. And it was more of a stunt than anything.
Give me a break, George. I'm trying, honest.
I'll keep my mouth shut for now, but you're on probation, boy. Either you shape up, or there'll be hell to pay.
What do I say to the police about Jackie?
Well, you don't think she did it?
I honestly don't know. What if she points the finger at me? If Ian does as well, it'll look real bad. I'm family. I could have had every reason to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, but you didn't, did you?
Of course not. As God's my witness. But what'll the police think?
Now, look, take it easy, mate. Don't get previous and don't get paranoid. It'll sort itself out.
It's not only the police I have to worry about. What about Eddie's family if I turn out to be a suspect?
One at a time's good fishing sport. Wait on the police first up.
I wish it was that easy.
I'm supposed to be having a party tonight. This will really put me in the mood. Having my fingerprints taken like a common criminal.
I hope you'll be finished this afternoon. This is very disruptive for us all.
You can say that again. I've hardly got a shred of work done today.
Just about through. Thanks, Mrs. Nielsen.
I might as well get mine over and done with while I'm here.
Dave. Oh, there's no need for that, officer. We already have Miss Burton's prints on file. She's had all this done before.
Have you spoken to a policewoman yet?
Why would you want to talk to me? I didn't treat Eddie.
You work here, that's enough, it seems. She gave me the real third degree. Trust me, after hours, she wrestles alligators. Oh, excuse me, Kerry. Have you spoken to Detective Sergeant Grigg yet?
Why?
Well, she interviewed me as though the whole staff was under a cloud. I can understand Jackie and Sam in the circumstances, but dragging everyone in, it's a bit excessive. I expect you'll be next.
We're not going to help the situation by gossiping about it.
I wasn't aware that's what I was doing.
I suggest we get on with our work and let the police get on with theirs, Doctor.
What was that about?
These are wet. Where's all the blood?
Why do you always have to have blood?
When it gets around midnight, you've got to.
Yeah, well, forget it. I hate it.
I'll go.
Come on, let's get this started, huh?
Hello.
Oh, good evening. I'm George Bentley. You must be Mrs. Harrison.
I'm sorry. Are you collecting for something?
No. Nick reads to me. I'm from the home. He invited me around to watch the big game tonight.
He did? Well, come in, Mr. Bentley.
Oh, thank you.
You have a visitor, Nick.
Hello, Nick. Stuart.
And this is Kirsty.
Hello.
Hi, George. How are you?
Oh, fine and dandy. Well, I'm here to watch the big game, remember? The old girls all vote on channel selection. I always seem to lose.
That was thoughtful of you, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, you're a warm and caring person.
Look, George, I must have double booked.
Oh, well, I can always go and have a chat to someone else, I suppose.
No, not a problem. Sit yourself down.
Well, only if you're sure.
I am. Positive. I promised, didn't I?
This is wonderful, Nick. Now, are you comfortable, George? Would you like a cup of tea?
Oh, that'd be lovely, thank you.
I hate football. What about the videos?
It's under control. Oi, listen, Nick, mate. Thanks, but we'll go to my house and watch it. Oh, and it's nice to see you helping the community, mate. Terrific.
Yeah, well, but
Poor old Nick, he really landed himself in it.
What's new?
Hey, it's coming from my house.
I thought your mum and dad were going out.
So did I.
Where's a bit high?
Oh, you're great.
Don't break away. Whoops. Oh, she's a widgie.
and he's a bodgy.
A what?
Have you heard of bodgies and widgies?
Yeah, I've seen them in museums, stuffed. Look, it's cool, we'll go, huh?
Oh, no, I don't mind Stuart. Sort of a bit like Elvis, wasn't it?
Well, sort of a bit.
Yeah, that was the general picture.
Except even more ancient.
Oh, we had style then, not like you young'uns now. Hey, look at this gear. We used to call these winkle pickers.
Winkle pickers?
And we used to have pointy cars too, great big Chevys, all fins and chrome, and you could look at yourself in about half a dozen different
You
ways.
should have seen us down at the milk bar. Boy, were we flash.
And some had a great big motorbike.
Oh, an Indian. She was a beauty and loud.
Did you used to ride on the back, much?
Of course I did. I tell you what, though. It used to bug up a beehive.
What's a beehive?
Oh,
dear.
I think I better get you some coffee.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah. And then I'll tell you all about it.
Come in.
I thought you might like a progress report.
What an excellent idea.
We've finished looking for evidence, so tomorrow everything will be back to normal. But interviews will continue for 3 or 4 days.
Which is hardly back to normal. Why so long?
On this investigation, I'd like to interview the staff myself. Do you have a problem with that?
Of course not. We've nothing to hide.
Good.
What about Eddie's visitors? Anything there?
Well, we haven't located your father, Sebastian, yet. And we're still talking to Ian Truman. I'll try and keep you up to date.
Thanks.
Oh, and, Michael. Last time we were involved in something like this, some important evidence went, missing. I'd hate for anything like that to happen again.
What are you suggesting?
I would have thought that was obvious. Good night.
You should go home before you drop and we have to cart you there in a wheelbarrow.
I want to see Michael, find out how it's all going.
Oh, they turned the place upside down, all right. Took away all the old rubbish, but left us a whole new lot. Feel like checking it for fingerprints?
I feel like dousing it with petrol and lighting a match.
Hone said that Sergeant Greg was asking him lots of questions about you.
I'm not surprised. I was involved in a similar incident some years ago at Riverview Hospital. I was a junior nursing a patient terminally ill with emphysema. Someone gave the patient a lethal dose of morphine.
Someone from the staff?
And because I was the nurse closest, the looks all went in my direction. There were whispers, rumours. Went on for months. Oh, never mind the patient. All they cared about was pointing the finger. So I left. Walked out. In fact, I gave up nursing.
I had no idea. It's awful. What brought you back?
Michael.
Michael McKenna?
We were working together. He was amazing, stood by me. I doubt I would have come back to nursing if it hadn't been for him.
Was Sergeant Greg involved in that murder?
It was hardly murder. I'd call it a mercy killing. Yeah, she was involved.
And they never found out who did it?
No, never. The file's still open.
There you are. I told you your mob didn't have a chance. Played like a pack of billy goats. That try in the first half was right against the run of play.
Yeah.
No, you're a good sport, Mrs. Harrison. Letting an old codger take over your house like this.
It's a pleasure, George.
I wanted to meet his mum, but I would have come round a lot sooner if I'd known she was such a charmer.
It's lovely to see Nick making new friends. I'm thrilled about this work he's doing. I really am. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's nothing really. Anyway, isn't it about time you're heading home, George?
Oh dear, is there a curfew or something?
No. Mind you, sometimes it feels like a maximum security prison, but that's just a state of mind.
Oh, well, maybe you'd like a port before you go. Have you got time?
Oh, that'd be very nice, but only if you're having one, Mrs. Harrison.
I am. And call me Jenny.
Well, that's most hospitable of you, Jenny. Yeah, and you too, Nick.
Come in.
Any news?
No. I'm afraid Rosalind is playing her cards very close to his chest.
You will tell me when you hear something. You won't spring it on me like the Path report.
I'm sorry about that. It was just a question of time. Doesn't mean I don't trust you.
I don't think I can go through it all again.
It's not going to come to that. I'm sure of it.
Oh, she's out for blood this time, Michael. I think I should resign.
No.
It's best for you, for the clinic, probably for me as well in the long run.
I am not accepting any resignation, and that is fine.
She's going to spread the word. People will be saying behind their hands that I'm guilty.
Yes, and if you resign, they'll say that proves it. They'll say that you're on the run. You have got no choice but to stay. Carrie, we will fight this thing together.
If you weren't here, I don't know what I'd do.
Is it you or is it me? Lately I've been lost it seems. I think the change is what I need. If I'm looking for a chance or a dream, Shortland Street. Taking time to hold my place. Yesterday's another place. Just living for the times we've seen. When the writing on the wall says I'll be Shortland Street. If you want to find a way of searching for another world, it's hard to see. Shortland Street.
This program is made with the help of your broadcasting fee, so you can see more of New Zealand on air.